That intro's pretty lit. I don't think they want problems.
I don't think
What's
they
going on,
do.
Christian? How you been?
How's it going, man? All good? All good. It's been a crazy week. I think every week since January has been pretty crazy. And it's just been all adding up, man. It's
It
been a
has
good
been
one.
crazy. And I got some personal stuff that kept us from going live last week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta apologize to the patrons, but I'll tell you guys about it after the 35-minute mark. You got to pay for that info. But there's a lot of stuff going on recently. Um,
Mhm.
First of all, welcome back to the astronauts that have been in space stranded for 9 months.
That's crazy.
What
Political
the?
move?
What happened? They
Political
run out of
save?
gas or something? They had to ask around for like $5 or what?
Yeah, no mas.
That's messed up, dude.
Yeah, man. You saw them giving their shout outs to Elon and the president.
I mean, they should.
And that's crazy, man. I mean, Elon brought those guys back, back home, and those guys are coming back to an Earth where all the Teslas are getting smushed and smashed and crashed and burnt. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. You're up stranded in space, and the old guy that was in charge was, he wasn't bringing you back. Um,
He
your
chose
boss, your
not to
boss,
bring them back.
NASA was like, yeah, well, we'll get you, but our next mission is in like 15 months, so you're gonna have to chill out there eating toothpaste, eat cheese flavored toothpaste. But Elon brought them back, and then they get to Earth and find out that Pobrecito Elon, he's been getting attacked by everybody.
Hmm.
What's the deal, man? Why is everybody attacking Elon?
I don't know, man, but I mean, driving around the Bay Area, I see those Teslas with the big, the Teslas. It's like a sticker that says Elon, but it's crossed out or whatever.
Oh
And
my
it's,
god,
yeah, I don't get it. You
virtual
still bought the
signaling.
car, man.
I want a Tesla. I've wanted a Tesla for a long time. I
Uh,
I wouldn't care if he was like a super Democrat supporter. His cars are dope.
can you imagine buying a Mustang and being like, yeah, but fuck, Ford. I'm a Chevy guy, Chevy. I mean, I love the good Mustang, but I'm a Chevy guy. That's crazy. It's
You you
crazy.
you put the little guy peeing on the Ford symbol on the back of your
Yeah,
Mustang.
on a Mustang. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's a wild world we live in. We'll have to come back and talk about that because there's a lot going
Yeah.
on with Pobrecito Elon and his Tesla. Some other things that we're going to be talking about today. We might mention it briefly. The JFK files have been released this week. Um, Also, earlier this week, we had some fine gentlemen that were, for some reason, deported to El Salvador. Um, we'll get into that. Uh, Also, talking about a couple judges blocking a few things. One being blocking the USAID shutdown for constitutional violation,
Couple
and then the other
traders.
judge. What was that?
Couple traders.
Couple traders. Yeah, the other one trying to get involved in this El Salvador situation with the nice hombres
Mhm.
being ex. You couldn't call it deport because they're not Salvadoran. Exported to El Salvador, right?
Exported.
Hey, that's Donald Trump's bringing back exportations.
Hey, brother. My understanding is once you're over international waters, those are different rules.
Well, we'll get into why they were
Hmm.
exported, because if you listen to the media, they tend to leave out a lot of details. So we'll start with these astronauts. What do you think, Christian? You're sitting on on the International Space Station for about 6 months, and your boss just left, and you got a new boss. How you feeling, man?
Oh man, I'd be scared, man. Especially when your old boss is saying, "Well, NASA, right? Um, why? What's the whole reason that they couldn't get them down earlier, right? It was supposed to be how long? A couple days, a couple weeks. Turned out to be a couple months, actually.
It turned out to almost be a year, dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember the specifics on why they were stranded up there. They had some complications with their rocket.
Wasn't
That was
safe,
that.
right?
Well, they had a rocket up there. I think they sent the rocket back to Earth, but I think another one was supposed to go up, and they had to scrap it for some reason.
Mhm.
And a lot of people were talking about Elon Musk because they had to cancel a mission, but after further review, I saw that it was because NASA wanted to cancel it. NASA kept trying to push the date back,
Mhm.
and Elon was like, "No, we can send them up." At this point, they should have like if it was up to Elon, they'd already be back. If
Right.
Joe Biden would have allowed it, and he could have
And they
taken credit
confirmed
for that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they confirmed that. That
Yeah.
was confirmed, even though the media made it seem like, oh, Elon's just trying to politicize it by saying that Joe Biden made it a political issue. Uh, but turns out it really was the previous administration getting involved in. I don't know what they
Mhm.
have against Elon Musk. I get that Elon Musk is now the poster child for MAGA, but to punish other people through Elon Musk is pretty retarded to me. Um,
Mhm.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, man.
Um,
He was so big on the left a long time ago, not that long ago.
yeah,
Couple years,
yeah.
couple years ago.
And the thing that gets me on this story is whenever they would talk about Elon Musk sending up a rocket to bring them down, people would be like, "Yeah, but didn't you just see he just like blew another rocket up? He's blowing up rockets like every other day."
Right,
And what people don't realize is that he has rockets that he's testing that he sends up because he's trying to make it so that those rockets can go up and come back down
right,
and be reusable 100%.
right.
He went on the Joe Rogan podcast and discussed that. But aside from those rockets that he's testing, he has the Dragon, which is a co
The sickest
partnership with
name,
NASA.
the sickest name
Sickest
for a rocket.
It is pretty sick, huh? The Dragon X. So they have the Dragon that he's been able to send up for a while, and those rockets, they, even though those rockets aren't that rocket isn't fully reusable, it comes back down and they restore it and then they send it back
Right,
up. Just like the space shuttles and rockets that we had for the last 60 years,
right,
60 plus years. So we try to make them as reusable as possible.
right.
And I mean, really, kudos to Elon Musk for as far as he's gotten with these new rockets that he's blowing up every day. And I really do hope in the next couple years they can get to a point where they can reuse them because if we can send them to Mars and they're reusable, maybe we can send people out there and then bring them back. I know it's a big ask, and just a few years ago they were trying to get volunteers to go to Mars, and they were kind of like, "But if you go, you're that's it." Like,
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, it's crazy how the people that supposedly love science the most, hate to see science work.
wait a
You
minute, are
know,
you a science denier?
hey, don't look at me. You know,
I mean,
yeah, man. Because hey, those things gotta blow up. We gotta find out. They gotta push those rockets to the limit. Again, the whole thing is about it being reusable, being able to, and right now, just seeing that, what is it, the Mechazilla or something like that, pick that rocket up. That's crazy, man. I don't even want to think of the math.
that
You
thing is
know,
sick. I love that thing. I
God.
I'm not a rocket scientist, and I've never really been too far into NASA. I've always found
Well,
it
I am.
exciting.
So let me. Just kidding.
I've always found it exciting, but in my lifetime, like I remember when I was young, and they were sending space shuttles up to space, but like Obama got rid of NASA. So
Mhm.
for most of my adult life, it's kinda just been the International Space Station, and that's not sexy, that's not exciting.
Yeah.
We're not sending anybody to the moon. It's kinda boring.
Mhm.
So, it's gonna be nice to see that we're finally, back on the space race.
Yeah. Well, I live right near NASA, and I've always passed NASA on my way to San Jose. So, it's always been cool seeing that those hangars over there. And yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
just that they were the lead or whatever. Now it's that's why, and again, right? They say, what is Elon doing walking around the White House, or what's he doing, hanging out with Trump? But he is part of the government, man. They don't give that contract to just about anybody. Like you
Yeah.
said, you're not a rocket scientist, bro. And even if you had the best 10 under you, there's things you got to go under,
The
right?
dude the dude is a super genius.
Hmm.
He's got the ability to um, seeing top secret things that we probably couldn't even imagine.
Hmm.
You're talking about a guy that is sending rockets to space. He's building electric cars, darn near autonomous electric cars, meaning they can drive themselves. He is he owns the boring company, so the dude is putting tunnels under the ground.
Flamethrowers.
Um, I just imagine if they are able to make that tunnel. He wanted to do the tunnel between Los Angeles and Las Vegas.
Hmm.
Would have been a genius idea. But a lot of people have concerns with earthquake.
I'm a little claustrophobic.
Me too, but
Oh man.
I'd rather close my eyes, go to sleep, and not have to deal with all that traffic in the desert. Um, but he's got other things going on too, like X. Um,
Mhm.
he,
And he's active. He's active as hell on X, man.
he is, and you know what? I just sometimes I remind myself what caused it, and here's my theory. You got to remember, Elon Musk used to be the darling of the Democrat Party. Not
Mhm.
maybe not the Democrat Party, but the liberals. They used to
Right.
love him, right?
Tech Bros.
The tech bros loved him up until he threatened to buy Twitter.
Mhm.
Once he said, "Oh, should I buy Twitter and start cleaning this up?" Suddenly there was like a shift, like, "Oh, who does Elon Musk think he is?" Like trying to buy up the way that the news flows, because the news has been flowing through Twitter since uh, I mean for a long time. Like when uh, Donald Trump won the first election, a lot
Mhm.
of the news would hit Twitter before anything else,
That's right.
right? And it's been like that. It's still like that.
'Cause it's live.
It is live. It's live.
Mhm.
So any journalist that doesn't necessarily work for a big corporation like Fox or ABC, so independent journalists, the first thing they do is they go post it on Twitter. They're trying to get their names out there so
Right.
that they can get a job that pays really well at Fox or
Mhm.
CNN or wherever they want to work. So when he started making waves about that, they started kind of turning on him. It was when he bought Twitter, or when they forced him to buy Twitter. Because remember, he almost didn't wanna buy it because I think
Mhm.
he looked at the numbers and was like, "Hey, this thing is full of bots. This is trash. Like, this is not really worth the billions of dollars that they claim it is." So, they forced him to do it. They forced him to buy it out, for more than what it was worth, and that's when he fired everybody. So, right away, they were like, "Oh, he's evil because he's firing everybody,"
Mhm.
and then he started digging. And he had his team start digging, and then they found out that the government was forcing Twitter to do some funny things.
Mhm.
And then comes out later that Facebook, Zuck was like, "Yeah, they asked us to hide the Hunter Biden stuff too, and they've been asking us to lie for them." So suddenly, like all the tech bros were on Donald Trump's side, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's why they hate Elon Musk, is because he was the start of that tumbling down for the Democratic Party.
Mhm.
Uh, and and still, even still, I still think there's still things that haven't been released. Like, so how many of the users of Twitter were bots,
Mhm.
right? And percentage wise, how how much of the people on there, with respective to the population of the country, how many of them are really liberal versus conservative or in the center,
Mhm.
right? And are the bots swaying the persuasion of the country?
Mhm.
It's kind of like um, a government tool to persuade people in a certain direction.
Well, you know what? Oh, I heard he's trying to buy Wikipedia.
Oh,
You know,
really?
so that'd be a whole nother thing in
Where'd you hear
itself.
that rumor?
Twitter. What do you think? Not Twitter.
X, X, get it
X,
straight.
right? You know, so it's a little crazy. He is almost like a little. They can't escape him. He's got his fingers or toes dipped in everything. Like you said, you got the Boring Company building tunnels, building rockets. He's got a rocket that works. He's everywhere, and he's undeniable, right? So it makes sense that he tries to buy Wikipedia, especially when he's got Grok. That's the big. I think that'll be his biggest one. Right there with Tesla, but AI is where it's gonna be at. And then if you go ahead and control Wikipedia, and Grok is going ahead and getting all of its information from Wikipedia. Um,
Grok is it's actually really good.
yeah.
I've never really done a comparison between Grok and ChatGPT.
Hmm.
I used to use ChatGPT, but at a certain point, I felt like Grok surpassed it, especially with his latest release.
Hmm.
And I just I think ChatGPT, while it was really impressive to us like a year ago,
Hmm.
I, I kind of felt like it started to regress. I don't know if they downgraded it for some reason for like the free stuff, but I felt like it just, instead of progress, it started to degress. Like the answer started to get kind of weird. Whereas Grok, like, have you tried the Grok Speak app?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Elon Musk released the Grok Speak app, and it's basically you can talk to Grok,
Hmm.
and they have like this mode for kids. It's called Story Mode. So I put it on, and I started talking to it. We went to dinner in Modesto, and we're eating Italian food, and I asked my wife, like, have you ever heard of this thing Grok? And she's like, no. So I opened it up real quick, and I put it in story mode for the kids because the kids are with us,
Hmm.
and I tell her like, "Hey, Grok, can you tell me a story about uh, twins, the names, and an older brother, the name, and um, they are on a journey to slay a dragon." And then Grok will go, "Oh, that sounds like a fun story. Why don't you tell me more about these characters?" So I kind of describe my
Hmm.
kids. And she'll ask questions like, "Okay, well, tell me more about this," and then it starts to tell the story, and it narrates a pretty good story, but it'll pause and be like, "What do you think should happen next?" And I'm going through it like, "Well, I mean, everybody knows dragons love chocolate covered potato chips, so maybe they can try to trick it with this." And it's like, "Ooh, that's a good idea." So, and it starts to continue with the story, and the kids are just sitting there like, "Oh my god, this is the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever."
You just made a movie.
Yeah, the
You made
narration.
Shrek 5.
Yeah.
Little shot at that.
Yeah, yeah, with, Zendaya.
Yeah.
Shrek 5 with Zendaya. Um, but, yeah, he's doing some really cool stuff. Like you said, the AI stuff might just end up being the biggest thing he does in life.
Quantum computing, man. All that stuff is the real stuff. That's the scary stuff.
And fast forward in 100 years, he's gonna be like, Edison, Tesla, one of these guys, and the political stuff, people are gonna have forgotten about it. Yeah, there's gonna be some books that talk about it, but, um, we have to understand that we're dealing with a genius and a person.
Well, hey, hey, let's take a knee right there. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna go ahead and cut you
Oh,
off right
go
there
for it.
because AOC went ahead and said that must be the dumbest. What'd she say? That's the dumbest CEO she knows, or something like that.
She's retarded.
That's
I'm sorry.
crazy, bro. That's
Uh,
crazy.
no, no, he's
He's
not.
got a rocket. AOC, where's your rocket?
Look,
Where's
AOC's
your rocket?
AOC's got her $10 million and she thinks she's on top of the world, but
Yeah,
no, her opinion isn't valid.
that's
Not on this
crazy, man.
instance.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's got to focus on her constituents,
Mhm,
um, and maybe that's what they want. It's like a lot of people talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene,
mhm.
who I'm not a fan of. I don't know if you're a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene. But
Hater,
she's the blonde girl on the Republican Party. She's like
hater.
supposed to be ultra MAGA. You hate her?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't
No,
know.
yeah, it's annoying, man. It's annoying when you see them over there and they're just being disruptive, man. I'm not about that either. Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
you need to do it, I guess, but to each his own. If she wants to be seen that way, go for it. I
When
couldn't, dude. She makes my shoulders go up whenever she starts.
Here's the thing, when she has her 5 minutes, I don't know what they call it when they're in session and they
Hmm.
give them like 5 minutes,
Hmm.
and I've never really. This is the thing about politics for me. Um, when there's an issue, I like to learn about the issue. I like to
Hmm.
learn both sides. Um, I'm not Democrat or Republican, but I do lean conservative.
Hmm.
I would consider myself MAGA, um, like 2016 MAGA. 2024 MAGA is a little bit different. Um, but when it comes to her session time, a lot of times when she has her 5 minutes, they're really good. Like she'll
Yeah.
bring like her little presentation, she talks, and usually it's really good.
Hmm.
What grinds my gears is when she starts to try to go in on somebody else. And to me, it's like, you don't need to waste your time doing that.
Yeah.
Like, let's focus on the objective at hand. Let's focus on trying to get things done and cut the shit with this trying to slam dunk on people.
It gets nasty, bro.
Yeah, it
It
does.
gets nasty, bro. And they both got one on each side. On each
Yeah.
side. So I think the Democrats have that one girl that even went at it with her. Called it a bad built butch blonde refrigerator. Uh, Pretty funny. She got it.
That's pretty good.
She's bang. She got you. But she's just as crazy too. I think, and then because you go, Crockett. I think you know who I'm talking about.
No.
Crockett. She's a
Oh, the
black
black girl
lady.
from
Yeah,
Texas? Yeah,
Crockett.
I know you're talking
Yep.
about. She's in all the viral videos
Yeah,
dancing
she
and
did.
yeah.
So it's and she's from Texas, man. Just to show you that it could be anywhere. You plant the seed, and it's. So yeah, man. But I don't like seeing it on the floor, dude. You gotta respect the office.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta respect
Yeah.
the office, dude.
Don't have sex and
Dude, don't.
quit trying to
Ugh,
slam.
don't get right. Don't get nasty, dude.
No gay sex
Don't
and
get nasty. That was low blow. A low blow, Drew.
sorry. And yeah, quit with the trying to slam dunk on people. It's stupid. There's very few people that enjoy that. Like, you know who enjoys that? Like 5 people on X. 5 people on X. Worse, real people sit at home like, oh my god, like, dude, I just put gas for almost $5. I don't care about you like talking shit about AOC.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she has nothing to do with
yeah.
me.
You try to slam dunk on people, and you quickly find out somebody's gonna go ahead and call you a bad built blonde refrigerator.
That was pretty good though.
Oh man.
I'll allow it.
Oh man. Then the hey girl. Oh man, started getting tossed around. So that's funny. Don't like to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Funny. So
Yeah, it's, but back on AOC, yeah, that's a stupid comment to try to make, to
stupid,
say
man.
that,
Stupid.
Elon Musk is not a genius.
Mhm.
The dude is a super genius, and,
Yeah.
like I said, in 100 years, people will remember Elon Musk for the things he's contributed to society. At this point, AOC hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Like, people will remember RGB, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader
It's the
Ginsburg.
reason why abortion got banned.
Yeah.
She
Um,
shoulda, she coulda, she shoulda retired.
she should have retired. Yeah,
Obama asked you to. Obama asked you to. Get out.
yeah.
Let me get somebody in there. And guess what? What did she say? She wanted to
You know
retire
what?
under Hillary Clinton, brother. She wanted to leave under Hillary Clinton. She put her cards on red.
You know
And
what?
guess what? Crapped out. She died. Not my fault. That's not Trump's fault.
Yeah.
Who comes in? Trump comes in. Boom. That's
And
that's all
and
I'm saying.
don't
That's
blame Trump.
RGB.
Don't blame Trump. That's his job to put
That's
those people in.
RGB, brother. Yeah,
It
you
is
should have
RG.
retired.
I never
You
thought
had
about that.
Obama. You had Obama. 8 years, brother.
And the merch opportunities for the Republicans. They
Um,
should be selling RGB shirts like crazy, dude.
absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Saving babies. RGB or save
Shout out RGB.
RGB, put her face on a shirt and put saving babies.
RGB, dude. Even though that new one, did you see she was again, man, these are all just people getting caught by the cameras when they're not looking, but the newly installed one that I think Trump got last term, kind of mean mugging him the last time he was out there where he called he called her Pocahontas again and they wouldn't stand up for my boy DJ.
Oh, ¿cómo se llama? Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, but yeah.
Um, yeah, how we didn't get to talk about that, huh? The speech.
No, it was happening while we were going at it. Pause.
Well, look, let's take a because we're gonna transition away from Elon Musk at this point. Let's talk about that for 5-10 minutes because a
They were
lot
being
happened
real
there.
nasty. They were
A
being
lot
real
happened there.
nasty.
Al Green,
Okay.
Al Green, dude, and I'm not talking about smooth R&B Al Green. I'm talking about this dude from Texas.
Oh
Texas again.
yes, Al Green.
What's going on in Texas?
Hey, bro.
Is the oil getting in the water or what?
Mm,
But Al Green stood up and was heckling the president, and the left was like, "Oh yeah, well, this is what you get because MGT did the same thing to Joe Biden." And I
mm,
was like, "Wait a minute." I watched these things. I even watched the Joe Biden one, and I sat through it live. Um, and I was like, I do remember her saying something, but I also remember her sitting her behind down right away. You know.
mhm,
Whereas Al Green stood up and they kept telling him to sit down. The security came out, told him to sit down, and they were like, "Order, order, blah blah blah." And then they finally told him, like, "Hey, if you don't sit down, we're gonna remove you."
chill.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but dude, did you when you did the Gavelin when you mentioned the Gavelin, have you seen that news video? I don't know I don't know if they were senators, Gio, but it's the trans lady, right? And they're in a meeting and they're barely starting it off, and he calls her Mister. The Republican calls her Mister, and the Democrat stop. She goes ahead. She continues and calls him Madam. Right? Kind of they go at it, but the Democrat, I know some guy. He's in between them, and he go ahead. He's like, "Excuse me, sir. You need to she was an elected official.
Oh,
You need to call
yeah.
her by name, and we're not gonna go ahead and start until you go ahead and do so." And he looked at him, did that little. that little memeish eye roll, the grabbed his javelin, and then we're adjourned. Dun, 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 called it quits. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see it,
That's
but I heard
crazy,
about
G.
it.
I'll
I
s-
heard
I'll
about it.
send you that one later, man. I don't know that dude's name, but we need to be more like that guy. That was crazy.
Yeah, hey, look, time's up, man.
It's
We put a
over.
we gave you guys your 10 years to have your fun, but
Mhm.
cut it out.
Time to
Like,
go home. Fun's
yeah,
over.
seriously. Seriously, we're fed up of it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, look, if you feel like you like men and you're a man, then do that. Well, nobody cares. It's not bother. It doesn't bother anybody anymore. Or women with women, like I have my beliefs and my convictions, but we live in a country where that doesn't affect you. So
Mhm.
go ahead and do that.
Yuck.
But but yeah, man, don't force me to call you a ma'am if you look like a sir.
That that's
If
what
you
the
look
guy
like a
said. He
sir.
said, "We set a standard." He's like, "What standard is
What
that?" And he,
standard? You didn't put in the work. You
yeah, I'm
didn't lose
like,
the weight. You didn't
boom.
cut it off. You didn't put the and
Yeah,
you didn't you know what?
exactly.
Put in the work if you wanna be a ma'am, but if you look like a sir, you're gonna be a sir. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, man, just thinking about the gavel is crazy, man. I could not handle one. I the power the power of a mallet in my hand would just be I couldn't handle it. I would just da da order.
Hey, we
Oh
kinda
man.
got out of pocket there. We're supposed to wait till
Yeah,
the,
man, that was a real get the
that's
weave
supposed to be in the
going.
Patreon,
Yeah,
section.
I'm gonna blame the weave. I'm gonna blame the weave. Let's get this back. But yeah,
Well,
man, don't put a mallet in my hand.
so, yeah, they kicked out Al Green. They warned them, and they did it. And you know what,
Mhm.
man?
It's a
Good
good
job.
warning.
Good job
It's a good
for
warning.
getting them out. It's you can't have the distraction. Pete, look, I understand that maybe in his head he thought he was standing up for righteousness and justice,
Mhm,
but people are watching the president. We're not tuning in for you to have your little show. The people that are watching, if people hate Donald Trump, they're not going to sit there and watch it. So the people that want to actually watch are sitting there for 5 minutes watching this guy yell. We can't even hear what he's saying. He
mhm.
doesn't have a microphone, so people are just like, "Get his irritating ass out of here."
Yeah.
We wanna hear what the president has to say,
Well,
because as of right now, I'm still paying $12 for a dozen of eggs,
mhm.
and maybe he's gonna say something about that. And he just, like, because last it was just a few hours before, he just slapped Zelensky around.
Mhm.
So, like, we wanna know what's going on, right?
Right.
Oh, I think it was, like, the day before.
And I don't have no problem with Al Green, standing up and doing his little thing but own up to it. Don't after go ahead and say it was due to racism and you think it's
It wasn't
racism.
racism.
It's because you were standing, brother. It's because you were standing. But all right, Al Green, I'll raise you that. Do your little show, do your little protest because it's gonna be on TV. Jill, whenever you storm a field in a soccer game, a football game, what happens? You're banned for a year. You're banned for how long? I
For
think they
life.
just gotta give you a little bit of it. They gotta give a little ban for these guys. You can't come back in the house because you did your little show. Your show was sick. You stood up for something. Respect it. Power, brother. But you're getting a stadium ban. You're
But
getting a
nobody
stadium
but
ban for a
but
year.
nobody knows what he stood up for.
Hey, we can ask questions after you did your thing. It looked cool, brother. Now you're gone for a year. You know.
I bet you if you would have called up Fox News and been like, "Hey, I know you guys have been wanting to get an interview with me forever. I'm a Democrat from Texas.
Mhm.
Put me on. I want to talk about what I thought about this." And I bet you Fox News would have been like, "Hell yeah, this is what Republicans love this," because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get Republicans' attention, right? So do
Right.
that. But you know, I don't know. You have your opinion on it. I have mine, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Before we go further,
Mhm.
we're at a cutoff point here. where we're about to get crazy. We mentioned earlier the things that we were going to talk about. These are the controversial things that people are afraid to hear. Well, yeah, people are afraid to hear about it because they don't want to hear the truth, and we're going to talk about it. The fine men going to El Salvador. So if you want to hear about these things, please spend $1. It's just $1 a month. In fact, if you subscribe for the full year, you get a big discount. If you're cheap like me, I think I did it for like $9, $10 for the whole year. Go to Patreon, patreon.com /DMU. We'll post it on the X. Okay, we'll put a link on the
Or
X. You'll also see the link down on YouTube if they don't remove us. So you'll see it on
Mhm.
Rumble. You'll see it wherever we're at. We'll have a link to the Patreon. If you're not following us on X, you should follow us. Um, but
or
or
or what you get one of your boys to sign up and he pays the dollar and
yeah,
he
and share it.
records it and he puts it on Reddit for everybody else. You
Yeah,
guys can do it that way too.
yeah. We don't care if you do that as long as
Somebody's
we're
got
getting a
to
dollar.
sign up.
Look, if you sign up and stay subscribed for like 10 years, we'll finally be able to upgrade our microphone. One of them.
Yeah.
We're not gonna become rich. Like I'm not gonna like have gold chains like I have this one, but I worked for this one. This isn't even real gold. This is stainless steel.
I would get a grill right away. I would get a grill right away. I would get a grill
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah, this isn't Joe
I'm not
Rogan.
lying to you guys.
Yeah, when Christian shows up on Don't Mind Us with the diamond grill, yeah, no,
What did I
we
say?
got those subscribers up.
There would be signals.
And if you like it a lot and you want to go max $3, go for the $3. We appreciate it.
What do they get for
Um,
$3?
yeah, what do they get for $3?
I'm not saying no
Hey.
pictures to these dudes, dude. There's some freaks. There's some Latino free minds, freaks out there trying to get
I know you
pictures
guys
of
didn't promise anything, but you think you can send us some
sweet
chonies?
old me.
You know what? If you want them and you're on the $3 tier and you want those dirty chonies, you got to pay for the shipping. But yeah, we'll send them. We'll
Mhm.
send them. They might not be mine.
No promises. They might get lost in the mail.
Yeah, man. Subscribe for sure. Cause yeah, we're gonna be talking about some fun stuff.
What's up, everybody? So you just heard the first half of the Don't Mind It podcast. If you want to listen to the full show, you're going to have to become a Patreon member. So look at the link here and make sure you go to patreon.com/c/DMU podcast. We're asking for $1 a month for the first 25 members. Anybody after that is $3 a month. The more people we get, the more exclusive the show will be. So share the show with your friends. It's a very entertaining show brought to you by Real Lead Unite Media. We also do Latino Free Minds, but Don't Mind Us is our Patreon podcast. And we hope that you become a member and you listen to this entire show. It's a good one. Come on now. Let's get it.